Hey everybody, it's Kyle with Tavern. I'm here today with Steven. Steven, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Steven has a super cool deck. Your team, how many of you guys top playing this?
3 out of the 4 made top 8 for sure, and there's 1 on the bubble right now.
Oh, there's 1 on the bubble? Okay, sweet. And you, just so everyone knows, we're at the Las Vegas ARG. Didn't mention that. Okay, cool. Well, let's go into the deck. Tell us some of the decisions you made.
Well, refrain, because just the most consistent ruler right now. And then the main premise is the Granny Bahamut deck. So it runs 4 of these, the Rukh eggs, 4 guinevere for a draw, 4 of these, and in the blue are the soldiers and cheshires. I ran 3 of Hera today because primarily the entire format, this format should be reflect, and a lot of people are maining her regalia.
Right.
So when they play their regalia, they lose 1 card from hand to play it, and then playing Hera will kill their card that they lost from hand. It'll get them 1 counter on reflect, and then you draw a card, and you still have a 5/5 on board.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's essentially like a +2. It's really, really good. I ran 2 grannies just because you can put them back with refrain, so you're guaranteed to get them with millennia. And then 4 cthugas. 3 of the abominable, unfathomable, whatever.
This wacky card.
Yeah. And then 4 gwibers. And then I did 2 banzai, 1 Susanowo, and 1 fetal movement. The reason why I think these are really good is because the cards that are board wipes, like Dark Pulse, the 500 to all, the 400 to all, these get over all of those. Well, these don't. So putting these out there will make sure that these don't die. So it's important to make sure that your field isn't too full. You only want to have 2 or 3 cards on the board at all times, especially so they can't sign and they can't Dark Pulse. They can't do all those like crazy board wipes.
Right.
The other good point is that if they do board wipe you, you still get to draw and search. The main play that me and my teammates decided to run it with though was the ideal hand is these 3. Because ideally you want to play this turn 1.
Right.
Turn 2, you incarnate, search for Guinevere, summon Guinevere, and then summon Gwiber. Turn 2. And this is just, it's too much tempo for any deck to play. Because even if they're running black, they're forced to waste their next turn on Gwiber, because they'll only be at 2 mana. And by the time cthuga's already put in 1,000 damage, and when they do stone it, you can Guinevere your Gwiber to draw 2, discard 1.
So you're still fine.
Yeah. And then just what this card added too, some of the people on my team didn't like this card, but they ended up running it anyway. And it's just because this combo is really good too, because you're able to sack it, draw 3, and discard 1.
Right.
So it's a really, really big plus. And then it made the blue-red more 50-50 for this card, because I think the best 2 effects are red and blue, which is deal 400 and then draw a card.
Right.
So a lot of times, if you are in the mirror match, which is, I think today I played 5 mirror matches. Like,
yeah,
that's all you're gonna see today is reflect reflame. So this card lets you deal the extra damage versus the mirror to kill stuff. It lets you kill Guinevere's, lets you kill stuff like that, especially if they wasted their boost. And then as far as stones, let me talk about this. Okay, so yeah, the fetal moment is really, really good because refrain, usually when they have it out, it bounces back and forth between ruler and J-ruler. And then when they do bounce back to give something a +2, you just use this, and it'll usually hit for anywhere from like 16 to 24, depending on how long the game has been going. And if it's mirror match refrain, it's usually been going for a while. And then the banzai attack, this is just there. If you cannot play it on your turn 4, turn 5 versus your friend, you can't play it because they can just negate it after that. But if you are able to get it, you have enough tempo in your deck. So where if Gwiber is attacked 1 time, and let's say this is attacked 1 time, and now your field is this, and let's say that, which is super easy to get off. They've already taken 17 from those 2 attacks, and this is going to be a 9, 8, and 12. And that's not, if you have any more of these in hand too, that's an extra additional 12 for every one you have after it. So only 2 of those attacks have to hit to have game after the gwiber hits.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is really, really insane. And then this is just there for the random gwibers that you see.
Yeah.
And then as far as stones, people are gonna hate this, but I ran 3 moons. The only reasons for that is because the turn 2 gwiber is the strongest play I think in the game right now. And you need the white for gwiber. And you need the blue because a lot of your deck is blue. The only white cards I run is gwiber. So it's a lot of white dedication to just 1 card, but the card is so strong. So essentially you're running 6 white and 4 blue with all your reds. And the thing is too, honestly, like your opponent's gonna have to be spending so much time on your field, they're not gonna have time to go for face. If they're going for face, that means you're getting your free attack with gwiber every turn. So they have to kill your gwiber, they have to kill your guys. A lot of times my opponent was forced to crash in Lancelots with gwibers and stuff like that, like really crazy stuff that loses them 3 or 4 mana for the turn just to get rid of 1 gwiber.
That you paid 1 for.
But that I paid 2 to summon.
Well, and it's the same thing. Like this is like with Granny Bahamut is the same thing. Every card was a threat. You had to deal with it. If you didn't, you're
and then even getting the Granny out blocks Lancelots, blocks everything it has to block, which is super strong. It was really tough for me to take out the Pure Stone of Little Red, but it's simply like it produces 1 color.
You're right.
It was.
You don't
really,
like that.
I like it so much. Like the card's so good, but it was really hard for me to take it out, and I eventually did just to add the 1 more white. I added 1 more moon for it, just so I could produce the blue and the red.
I'm shaking my head at him.
Yeah, I know.
The moons are ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean even like there was one game I had 2 of these and then 1 of these in that order, and I was still able to play around it. And it's because as refrain, you're usually flipping turn 3, if not turn 4, and it doesn't hurt you that much to spend 800 life on this, especially because if you think of last form, a lot of people are spending 400 to turn on Rasputins and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, but as far as my side was super crappy. Yeah, I did the Susanowo I liked, the Gleipnir I liked. It is okay versus Alice's World because you can cthuga turn 1. And then you summon Rukh, go cthuga. You force their Morgiana to block. You force their Elvish Priestess to block, and stuff like that. So you get the card tapped, and you can block it. So they lose tempo. It's decent against like other reflect decks, especially if they're running like guineveres. It forces them to block with guineveres. If they're not playing refrain, it's an instant win because if they're running gwibers 14 attack to 12, stuff like that, and so on and so forth. These are super good versus well. I didn't use them that much, but if there was Bahamut's or Sylvia's, gwibers can trade with these, which is super good. Also, people are citing Robe's the Fire Rat. So if they go Susanowo versus gwiber, I go Susanowo, they go tap Robe of the Fire Rat, negate Susanowo's damage. I can go pump with refrain and then deal 1400 to their 1200. So it'll still attack, even though like the Robe stops it from doing damage. This will do damage before the Robe cancels it, which is really good.
Right, because it's on the stack?
Because it's on the stack, yeah.
Or the chase.
Yeah, the chase. It's fine. These are really good. I wish I could bump it up. The deck has a lot of push in. Like your field presence is usually really big, but with Guinevere's and all the Incarnate, you can control your field size really well. So if your opponent is also running decks that are really spam heavy, which a lot of the decks are, they're really tempo, really big monsters. This can hit a gwiber and a cthuga really easy. This can hit a guinevere and a gwiber really easy. I wish that I would put this up to maybe 3. This is my fail of the day.
Okay, that's he hesitated because I made a wacky face when I saw this board.
Wow. Do not run this at all. I ran this last format because
I hope you get net decked and someone leaves that in their board.
Basically, I like this still because it helps versus any black. Refrain can still bounce it back and summon it again. There's no black running this format. I would take this out if I also had the chance. But the thing is, like, there's so many black decks prevalent last format. I didn't know exactly what people were going to be running. Although I assumed it'd be mostly Sylva and mostly Refrain. But ideally, these would probably be taken out along with it. Before, when I was playing Bahamut, I was able to side into Grimm when my opponents went Death Scythes. So Death Scythe was dead. people aren't running that scythe anymore as much. So this whole thing is just kind of dead. These were really good. They stopped Susanowos is mostly what I care about. I love it when people side these against my deck because I don't run any red beaters. Nothing I run is a red beater. They're all white. I don't run Lancelots, I don't run Hector, which was another tough choice. But I took out the Lancelots and Hector, 2 Lances and 1 Hector for the 3 Helens, the one that destroys the regalia.
Yeah.
Hera,
yeah.
Put these in just for brush. I figured you played Bahamut today,
yeah,
so these would help too. And then the last Hera, just because destroys regalia.
Yeah,
super easy. If I had to change anything, I'd probably take these out for Cinders or Outer Worlds just to stop impressionability.
Right.
And that would probably be like it, because the whole deck you run 10 reds, so that's basically what I would do.
Well, awesome, Steven. It was a super cool deck. I mean, I played against it twice. I lost against one of them. Yeah, it was cool. A lot of you guys made it top. I think people really like this. Do you have any last? I was gonna say last words, but that sounds a little bit sad.
Nope, I do not.
Okay, awesome. Well, everybody, this is from ARG Las Vegas, and what do you call this deck?
Okay, so
oh no,
that's my last comment. That's my last comment. Okay, so we were building this deck, and we were all like, "Wow, this deck's really, really amazing." I named it my deck. My 3 other teammates named it Steven's deck.
Okay, so this is called Steven's deck.
When you see it, in top 8, there's gonna be 3 Steven's decks and 1 my deck. So I just thought it was really funny.
That is super funny. All right, well, cool. Thanks for showing us Steven's deck, and we're out of here. Later.